Hey everybody, I'm Bill Fisher.
And I'm Kimberly Fisher. And we're Blended,
but Not Shaken,
where we share practical advice about our own life experiences on family and marriage
so you can feel better about yours.
If it makes you feel better, we'll bear it all.
If it makes you happy.
We've been married for 22 years.
It can't be that bad if it makes you...
No.
Why the hell you so sad? We've been married for 5 years.
We've been married for 22 years. We led a marriage group for 12 years. We've had plenty of successful families that have made it through the hard parts. And we want to share some of that practical advice that we learned.
Yes.
Through our own experiences and through helping other couples.
We got some nuggets and we got some dog shit nuggets. You pick and choose which ones you like and which ones are going to be helpful for you.
Just as a side note, we're
licensed to kill.
All right, everybody. Today's topic is you don't have to say everything that you're thinking.
I'm practicing. That's wisdom right there. That is pure wisdom.
Okay.
So I remember one time we were taking a walk with the dogs. And we were fighting about something. We're arguing. I don't know what it was, about business, about work, or the kids. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, fill in the blank. But she blurted out something to me, and then I blurted out something back to her, and it just kept on going back and forth. And she finally looked at me and she said,
"You don't have to say everything that you think."
No, it's not the way she said it. She said, "Do you really feel like you have to say something every single time?"
I don't think that's what I sounded like.
Well, I don't sound like this, the way you make me sound all the time, like goofy. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that's what's up.
Let's go.
You want to fight on camera?
Oh, we're
ready?
headed there. Whoa. Whoa. You know what happens.
What's that?
I start to cry.
All right, hear me out. Sometimes you are just feeling emotions because you're hungry, or you're frustrated, or you're afraid, or you're having anxiety. And if you let yourself say whatever you're thinking, all you're going to do is blurt things that later on you're probably going to regret.
Or if you're being a... Is that one of those times? She's still looking at me?
So we have 3 practical tips. How to avoid blurting out things that you probably shouldn't say. So number 1, ask yourself this. Is it going to be helpful?
I think what you do is maybe, is it helpful or is this going to be hurtful?
Yeah, or are you just trying to be in control? Is this going to be helpful?
I don't know that
control
means you're trying to be hurtful.
Well, if you feel like you have to say something all the time, like when we were walking and talking, and I wish I knew what we were talking about because I don't even remember that argument. But
I just grabbed one out of the air, from our one out of 5 arguments we've had.
Yeah, something like that.
In the last
6 minutes.
6-7 minutes. Yeah.
No, I just think that if you ask yourself that question, am I going to be hurtful or helpful? That's a very good way to point it. And am I trying to be controlling?
Yeah.
Am I just trying to control the situation? Because sometimes we are so caught up in, I have to be right, that we forget that we're going to be hurtful. I have something in my eye. Sorry. All right, number 2. Before you blurt, take a step back.
Okay. What does that mean?
What that means
take
is
a physical step back?
Could be. Or a mental step back. Take a break, take a pause. Tell yourself, shut up, just shut up, just shut up, just shut up.
I tell you that all the time, and it never works.
No. Yourself. Yeah. Yourself.
Me.
Yes, you got to tell you. So you tell yourself to not say anything, and you take a minute.
Shut up.
That 10,000-foot view where you look down at what's really happening. If you take a minute to really pause and look at what's happening, you might be able to see a bigger picture of what's going on. And the last tip is decide to be kind rather than right.
And how do you do that when you're pissed off and you're emotional and you just want to throw rocks at the other person? How do you be kind and throw love rocks at them?
You choose to do something nice, doesn't mean you have to feel like it.
I think really the biggest thing here is what we have to do is first we have to realize you are not my enemy. You are not trying to be hurtful to me. Mm-hmm. And you love me. Mm-hmm. And in 5 minutes, if we're lucky, we're going to get over this, mm-hmm. as long as I don't put icing on the cake. You know what I mean? Because I could really coat it. You could really coat it.
Well, you could go off the deep end. You could take everybody out the window and throw them off the cliff, and then now you have to pick up the pieces from that. So I'm just saying 3 practical tips that prevent you from going over the deep end. Because once you've gone over the deep end, once words have been thrown, you don't get to take them back.
I'm trying to remember another story or another incident that may have happened with us where it's not me.
It wasn't your fault.
Where I wasn't the jerkhole, but you were. I'm going to come back to this.
It may be a minute.
I remember one time. Cut. Because right now I'm going to practice not saying everything that I'm thinking.
It's probably a good idea.
All right, so I got a story
Okay.
about you.
Oh,
Yeah. I told you I was going to come up with one.
it took a while.
Yeah. But so this is something that I noticed that you do on a regular basis. I'll say something nasty to you, and I expect you to throw daggers back at me. And I am full force ready for a fight. It's coming. Here it goes. I just let that word out, and whatever I said, it's fight time. It's go time. And then you do something totally unexpected, and you say something kind to me, or you treat me kindly, or I'll notice you just like, oh, I'm really sorry that's happening to you, or whatever. You know, you're just super kind about it, or you have every right to come back at me and be mean because of the way I treated you, or I was short, or whatever the case. But you don't, or you didn't. You don't always do that.
No, I don't always do that.
But when you do it, it makes me feel like I am such a jerk, and I just want to love you even more. And I have way more respect for you because you had every right to fly off the handle back at me, but you didn't. What is it that you're thinking when?
Well, I'm thinking exactly those 3 points that we gave. I'm thinking to myself, if I say this, is it going to be helpful, or do I just want to be in control? And I'm telling myself, just shut up, take a minute. Maybe you don't see what's really happening here. Or I say to myself, it's better to be kind than to be right. And so I'm not talking about abusive scenarios.
Yeah,
I should probably be clear about that. And if you were abusive, I mean, I would stand up to that. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying in normal arguments that we have. I remember this one time we were driving, and I don't remember what I said to you, but you got really mad. And I could see that you got really, really mad. And I wanted to get offended, but instead...
You're probably talking about my driving or directions, or why don't you stop and ask somebody?
Anyway, I remember you got really mad, and I could almost, like the cartoon characters where they have smoke that comes out of their ears. I could see you, like you're gripping the steering wheel, and you were getting your face turned red in the smoke, and I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And I said that to you. I go, okay, I can tell you're upset, what just happened? Because I didn't know. Normally, I would just be like, you're being rude and you're acting like a child and take offense to it. And I'd get all mad. But instead, I decided to ask you, what just happened? And you looked at me and you were like this. You're like, what? 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 I remember your whole thing was just like, what just happened?
No, it wasn't what just happened, because that would be like gaslighting. But I remember you said,
I was genuine.
hey, right there, I said something and I don't know what it is and I need you to tell me so I don't ever do it again.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you said to me. And that's what stopped me dead in my tracks from going off and turning into the freaking Incredible Hulk and ripping the steering wheel out and doing what I normally do. And that stopped me in my tracks because I was like, whoa, you want to know?
Yeah, I genuinely wanted to know.
Well, let me explain to you then. And I think it ended up being a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah. I felt like it was really like a huge breakthrough because of the fact that...
So instead of us, that's our dogs.
Sorry.
We live a real life.
Yeah, so I took a moment, I took a pause, I got the 10,000 foot, foot view, whatever, however you say that, 10,000 foot view, and realized that what was happening wasn't really what I thought was happening, and you were upset, and there was something that I said that triggered you to be upset, and I genuinely want to not upset you, and so I asked.
I genuinely want you to not upset me.
Likewise.
I'm usually really good about it.
We have another episode to talk about what happened this weekend. That's where we tell you about a 3-day argument.
Fun times.
Just kidding, we're going to clip that. Anyway.
All right, so anyway, here's the deal. So instead of flapping your gums and saying everything that you feel and being nasty and mean, because even if you have the right to, even if they said something so mean to you, kill them with kindness. Take a breath, take a step back, think to yourself, if I say this, what is the outcome going to be? Am I going to fuel this fire? Am I going to be helpful? Or am I trying to be hurtful? Or am I trying to be in control? And what's the last step?
That was it. You said, am I trying to be helpful? Take a pause.
Yep.
And remember, it's better to be kind than to be right.
So practice that. Let us know how it works. Leave it in the comments. Tell us what you think. Tell us we're idiots. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, what do we know anyway?
Yeah.
We really don't know anything.
Nope.
We're just taking practical advice from our own real life experiences and hoping that it'll help you.
From our big, big fights and mistakes. So you don't have to have them.
Yeah. And remember, arguments are normal.
Whatever.
That's how we grow.
That's fine. But I love you.
I love you.
And you're my buddy.
You're my buddy.
And you're my best friend.
You're my best friend. I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sometimes I blurt things I shouldn't.
You should be. I mean, me too. Me too. Definitely. Definitely. Me too. All right. Well, that's a wrap.
Take it or leave it. Those are our tips.
Just the tips?